Hey, we made it back onto the internet. We're all doing things and you're doing things. That's why you clicked onto this. Maybe do a few less things for the next hour or so. Watch us do a few things. We got a whole group of us here. It's gonna be me, Corey Hogger. How you doing? I'm talking first. That's what I'm doing. We got a whole group. We got a DJ Sammy Mannequin in the back over there giving us some vibes. We got the one and only Darius Culpepper over here causing us to have a baseline earthquake panic attack with his bass tones. But we'll make it through because we got the colorful, effervescent Monica Sauceda to even that out and get us all focused in on creating constructive construction paper paradigm shifting projects. So today we're going to be having fun with scissors, tape, glue, and chemicals.
Whatever else is on the table.
Do a collage of colors. We're gonna try and get everything together, and we're gonna have a conversation doing it. Try and build a whole world together here. So now that we've gotten introductions out of the way, we can also introduce Skylar Neal over there standing, getting the bird's eye view of the whole situation. He may actually be cut off from the full screen over there if he's standing on a whole chair, but you'll get the whole vibe of Skylar coming in. But for now, we're gonna divvy up some project details by reaching into a box and pulling out a slip of paper, telling us how we're gonna move forward in our construction of art.
The box, the magic box.
So we have a theme due to some of the topics of if you want to start talking about our topics or bring them up.
The theme for today's arts and craft is wrestling.
Yes.
Oh.
So go ahead.
We're gonna get a little wild and crazy with that. You're gonna see some possible crazy wrestling shit be made. Some belts maybe, some belts. Speaking of belts, right here. Some microphones, some wrestling rings.
Are we not allowed to say what we got?
No, you can say what you got.
Yeah.
I don't know what I got. It says promo mic.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the mic
it's
that
a
they use.
microphone. The microphone they use to cut promos.
That's just a microphone.
Yeah, but they use it
But
to
you
cut
design
promos
your
with.
own.
Yeah.
Like make it your own. Like
Like you put a
Like,
square on
yeah,
it
like
that says like
yeah.
Whatever.
That's
Whatever
wild.
brand
Whatever
you,
your
like, want
your
it
made
to
up
be.
wrestling
Yeah.
league is.
hell yeah. What'd you get?
I got a ring.
A ring?
That's
Or the
like, that
wrestling
actually should be
ring.
pretty fun. Like I was thinking of ways that you could
Do
do
you
that.
want to trade?
I mean, if you want to, I'm down.
Because I know you were really excited about that one.
What,
I'll
the
take
ring?
the
I
challenge.
mean, no, I could do the belt. I could do the belt. I had some ideas
Corey,
for
do
the
you
belt
want
too.
to do the belt?
Oh no, I'm cool.
I'm cool. What you got?
which-
I got a wrestler.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Oh, create a
so
wrestler.
you're gonna
create
create
a
your own wrestler.
Yeah.
Like give him a whole outfit and
This is gonna be
his alter ego.
This is
and
gonna
stuff.
be interesting.
Damn it.
This is gonna-
That's the
this
one
is
with the
gonna be kinda
eyeballs.
interesting.
Which one?
I wanted the one with the eyeball. I guess microphones can have eyeballs. Shit.
Sure.
I'm
Yeah.
limiting myself, you know?
Exactly.
Okay.
For the voice for the voiceless, you can be the eyes for the eyeless.
And then also like it might be like very badass to have like a eyeless wrestler. So maybe like the
now?
strongest wrestlers,
Okay.
like those Jimbo, the samurai that was blind, the blind samurai. He might be his strength, like Daredevil, might be
I don't
the
think
power.
that's meant to hold you.
Oh,
Time
no
out
worries.
real quick. Just
Yeah.
because if it falls
It's
over,
strong.
no,
No,
I'm
yeah.
telling you right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
If
That's
it
why
falls over,
I put
don't-
all my
I don't want to hear.
Absolutely,
I'll
yeah.
never hear the end of it.
Yeah, exactly.
No, yeah.
You
It's not
don't-
even
Absolutely.
like a,
That's why I won't even like lean on it or do this to it or absolutely. I feel that.
Okay.
We'll collectively beat your ass if that thing falls. I just want to put that out there.
Darius
God bless
doesn't want to get in trouble either.
If you can get to the other side, I'll be on the other side of the
Okay,
fence
okay.
if I fall.
I know. Like I don't. Oh, what? You want it back?
Oh, I didn't
You know
know
what
this
you
was
got?
about-
I
Oh,
was
yeah,
just.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just thought it was just, I didn't know we could.
Anyways, all right.
There is a bit of drama going on in the wrestling verse.
All right, just real quick, did you end up seeing the Roman Reigns Impulsive episode with Logan Paul? Now, I'm not someone who's been versed in the Logan Paul world. I saw him do the SummerSlam or whatever. It was pretty good. But he got the interview with Triple H. He just had one with Roman Reigns. I'm gonna start off by saying I did not know he was a pro wrestler.
Sneaky green.
Or sorry. I mean,
Pro boxer.
Well, okay. I did not know that Roman Reigns was a pro football player. I did not know he made it all the way into the pro round. So he was a rookie with the Vikings, and then he found out he had leukemia, and he became the most static over superstar that the last 2010s had seen. But it's just not. It's just nice to know that the Vikings might honestly have the best wrestling stable than Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's just nice because I know we're not going to talk super deep of the NFL. It's just this week with the overhype of the first week of the season going by, and teams like just rekindling that shit that you got to deal with. Like seeing Russell Wilson lose as a Bronco to the Seahawks was hilarious.
Hilarious. Oh, man.
The best part
I
was
hated
having
that.
Peyton Manning watch over it with Shannon Sharp. Everything about it was
That's Uncle
magical.
Shannon Sharp, Corey.
I'm dead. Scoop.
It's so full of optimism. Everyone, like even the teams who lose are like, oh, we'll get it back. It's just the first game of the season. Watched the Green Bay Packers get baseline destroyed, and they're still like, yeah, but we do this every year. So it just makes me so happy to see a fresh season and a fresh start for everyone.
I mean, yeah, it gives you hope. Like, you can be hopeful.
Can you pass the stapler?
Would you want that stapler? That one? 'Cause that
What's
one's
the
a
more
little bit
dangerous
skin-
one? That one looks wild. I'll take that one.
Okay. And this one will probably just go in
Hell
there
yeah.
and clamp like that. Anyways.
No, just because no one knows what any of it's going to be throughout the season, because you just got to wait for a whole ass another week to see how things will end up starting to shape out.
But you get it.
Whoa!
Quite the opposite.
All right.
Where did
But
the wind come
I know, right?
from?
Just-
Jesus. Here, you want to set this on top of there.
Yeah, but it kind of gives teams that were maybe fucked up teams last season, it gives them a chance to be new teams, and I think it's kind of a good allegory for life as well. Like especially when you were in school, it's like that next semester you would tell yourself as a kid, okay, this time I'm gonna be different.
I'm gonna do all my homework.
Right?
I'm gonna.
Yeah. Like, you know.
I'm gonna pay attention.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, and that lasts for like 2 weeks, and then you're like, school fucking sucks.
Yeah. So,
like I hate it here.
That fresh start is, I think it's a good thing for life in general, and that's why I do think sports is important. 'Cause there's a lot of like allegorical things that we can apply to life in sports.
Yeah, the best team in all of football is the NFL Films team. Because they're able to just hone in from several different angles and all these immaculate moments that, I mean, you practice for and you hope for, but you can never be entirely certain that anything will go down correctly in the live experience. So it's just fascinating when things work out for anybody.
Yeah. No, definitely. To see what you work towards and you've applied effort towards, to see it all come together, it is a beautiful thing because it's really no guarantees.
And so I find that all of the drama that's been happening in the wrestling world, because that's basically like the opposite of a team cohesion. Wrestling is just professional wrestling is this weird dynamic between the entertainer and the athlete, where it's like you are demonstrating feats of athleticism, and you need to be able to maintain core physical strength and physical well-being, much like an athlete. But you also have to create a buzz and get people to like invest themselves in the character as opposed to like a jersey or a state.
Yeah.
So it's hard to
Which is harder.
quantify. Well, yeah, it's hard to quantify the effort it takes to put into professional wrestling because it's such a continual stream of athleticism as opposed to a structured sport.
Yeah.
So that's why we keep seeing all these different variations of things pop up and go away. It's just because everyone has a vision for it, and you got to try and work together with people to like make the vision work, but also try to build yourself up to build a brand of a character that you may or may not even appreciate. Some booker might just look at you and be like, oh, you're going to fill this role. And you just got to kind of be like, okay, am I going to still get paid? That's cool.
And then in some instances, you're the Undertaker. And in other instances, you're the fucking
Did an
boogeyman.
undertaking.
So
Mic drop.
I feel Monica in on all of the drama. I showed her the media scrum. So I guess my first question to y'all would be, was CM Punk in the wrong for airing out the dirty laundry of the company in a public forum?
Well, no, because the whole point of it was to convey an athletic symbolism to it. So, like, the dude did just come off of a match. So, like, any kind of post-event pressers, especially in the UFC, they're not all going to be pretty corporate fucking speakings. And as for someone like CM Punk, who has been known to need to express emotional
Yeah, I was like,
statements,
that's his MO.
yeah, it just kind of falls into play with what seems like the most likely thing to happen after that. That being said, it's hard to disagree with what he was talking about. The dude made some points. Will this end up turning into something that
An angle?
becomes an angle? Sure. Was it true? Yeah, probably.
Man, I know for me watching it almost felt like performance art. I'm not taking away any of the validity of it because I don't believe that it was a work. But man, when his gums get to flapping, you'd be hard pressed to find somebody better because it was just so captivating. And he was talking about people that I like, but it was so, you just could not turn away from it. And I showed everybody that I could this particular thing, even people that honestly,
Butterfly in the
Yep.
sky.
one got away.
I
It's
can
not
fly
getting
twice
away.
as high.
It's not. I'm gonna use the force to get it back.
take
Get
over
back
here.
with the force.
It's coming back.
It'll be back. It'll be back one day.
Until it gets back, could I grab like a royal black?
Oh, okay. Here you go, Royale.
Royal
Thank
black.
you.
All blacks are royal.
Ew.
But Monica, so now I turn the question to you. Do you think CM Punk was in the wrong?
So, I feel like it was very entertaining. I will say that, like, for me, it was watching Tony Khan reaction and the way he drank that water.
Yeah, you gotta see the Tony Khan drinking water memes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so extra.
Yes.
But I think I was more concerned about like the amount of pastries he ate during the interview.
Yeah.
I was like, there's more that he ate like a half a dozen pastries at least.
Hey, Punk,
What,
put it away,
and he,
man.
bro, he just kept eating the whole time. I was like, oh my god, is he emotional eating right now? Because he's like
Yeah,
that
probably.
upset.
Because he doesn't do anything else. That's why. So like that's why I think it was intentional. Like he came out of the gates. That was 100% what he was gonna do. He didn't allow
Oh,
for a
yeah.
question. There was a dude that started talking. He was like, "Oh, hey, where'd you come from?" I did improv. Oh, who'd you do improv with? Oh, whatever.
Like he was like really trying to
He
shoehorn
knew what
that
he
in.
wanted to
Yeah.
happen. And then once he started on his tirade, I knew that it's basically like the Stone Cold drinking a beer. Like CM Punk ain't gonna be able to drink a beer, so he's gonna eat his cupcakes.
Bro.
Drinking
And
seltzer water.
yes, there was like 10 seltzer water. He's like, contrary to popular belief,
Tony
I'm a
Khan's like-
pretty nice guy.
Tony Khan, the billionaire who CM Punk works for, is like, can I have one?
Bro, I know.
Yeah.
Tony Khan, friend of the show. We love you.
Bro,
man.
it was so funny because it's just like Tony Khan seems like he's just so scared of everybody he works
right.
for.
But he's a fuck. Like,
But he's like,
a
because he's just like
billionaire.
he's a billionaire fanboy,
Yeah.
essentially. So it's just like, all right, bro, but like, understand these are also your subordinates. Like, these people work for you, my guy. Like,
Well, it's rough to try and straddle the line of reality and storyline.
yeah. And so that, I don't know. For me, I go back and forth. I mean, it was very, like you said, it was entertaining. If anything, you know, like it was definitely something that I was just like, I was like, holy shit, dude, like, and
It's
and
going
the
down for
fact-
realsies.
Yeah, and he's just talking like that in front of his boss too, and he's just shutting the fuck up. Like the boss is like, he's not saying a thing
So now,
to him.
my next question for y'all would be: so CM Punk is no secret. He was talking about the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. So if y'all could just kind of put yourselves in their shoes, how do you feel if you're Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks in this instance, and you hear somebody say a line like, the EVPs couldn't even manage a fucking target? Like, how do you feel after that?
I
Yeah.
mean, I'm definitely salty and feel like it's unnecessary, and it's just like, why didn't we just have a conversation, bro? Like, we could have talked, like, you're talking about people not managing shit and stuff, but like, it is kind of like a childish way to handle things.
Sure, but then you
but I
also
do
don't go
understand the-
immediately after and try and physically
Well, yeah,
confront
that's
him.
what I was gonna say. I don't think either of them are right. I think it was all petty bullshit that people's like just male ego always gets in the way
Yep,
of
that's
handling
fair.
things
That is
maturely.
fair.
But it's just like it could have been a conversation. It definitely could have been a conversation that was had behind closed doors, like between them. I don't know that they deserve to be like publicly shamed by one of their teammates when he was complaining so much about like what happened with Adam Page and all that other stuff. And then you're kind of pulling the same thing that you're kind of like crucifying everybody else for doing.
Yeah.
So that to me is kind of like, all right, like, yes, you're right, but now you're doing the same thing that you were really upset
You're
about.
right,
The
but
thing
going
that
about
set
it
you
the
off.
wrong way.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
yes.
it's just like, there's better ways to handle this. Like, you know. But I do think that them going and they beat him up in front of his dog.
Yeah.
They tried to be one of his dog, but his homeboy came in there and started biting people and CM Punk punched somebody. Allegedly. This is just what we're
Bro.
hearing from the dirt sheets. This is all alleged. There's a legal investigation going on right now. I hope we're not implicated in the case by talking about it on the podcast, but you know, guys, we gotta. It's ratings, you know. It's a tough situation because I heard that CM Punk's got Ace Steel. I heard that he pulled Kenny Omega's hair and he bit him. That is
Hilarious.
that is it, yeah, but then that's like that's a tad much. That's a tad much to be biting people.
Oh, 100%. But it's
You
just
know?
like, I don't know that. Wait, this was a dude who's like a regular person, no? Or he wrestles too?
I mean, nah, he's essentially just like a backstage agent, and he's good friends with Punk.
Yeah, so it's just like, to me, I'm in a fight with people that fight professionally and do bullshit and like are like probably more fit than him.
They are more fit than
So
him,
it's just like, it's a kind of like any means necessary. I don't condone it, but like I understand why he would do that. Like if you feel like you're threatened or your friend's threatened and like, I'm losing this fight, so ears be gone. I mean, Mike Tyson wasn't above it, you know what I mean?
That's fair. That's fair.
But I don't condone any of this. I think it's all childish as fuck, if I'm being completely honest.
Sure.
But
Can you pass me the googly eyes? Thank you.
want some googly eyes?
Googly eyes,
Yes. The
baby.
glow in the dark, please.
Oh, okay.
So, all right. So this
Hell yeah.
before we move away from this topic, this kind of brings me to the next thing I want to ask y'all. So, basically, the thing that caused this whole thing to pop off essentially was, hey, baby, what you doing?
It's winds.
It's-
The wind's
I
blowing.
felt like that.
It's raining
I
eyeballs.
said, like,
My boy, you call me babe?
No, I said, baby, what you doing? That's
Alright.
like, I'm on the inside. I'm an old black woman,
Yes,
so you
100%.
gotta excuse
Maybe
me.
set him on the chair and
Oh, that's
take
smart.
a step.
I feel like that.
Yeah, baby, don't let the eyeballs fall. G, come on, man.
I feel that. I feel that.
It's raining eyes.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, all of y'all already know this on the inside.
Raining
I'm my
eyes
grandma.
from the sky. Eh?
I see
Eh?
you. I see you. I hear you.
Thanks, babe.
I hear you. I hear you. But all right. So basically, the way this whole thing got started is because Colt Cabana lost his job with AEW. He ended up being transferred over to ROH. Adam Page and the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, they felt the way about that and felt like CM Punk got Colt Cabana fired, and thus Adam Page, some months back, I believe, went on television pretty much airing CM Punk out. Some would say Adam Page went into business for himself and cut a promo basically saying CM Punk is the cancer of AEW and he's getting people fired. Now, was Adam Page wrong? Was Hangman wrong?
Yes.
Because
100%. That is like your own personal vendetta. You don't go off script like that, especially when it's like, just as someone who's like, you know, like done like theater and stuff and like has performed, like, you know, like as a performer, like it is bullshit when someone changes the entire fucking script last minute just because they feel better about what they wrote. And it's just like, bro, you're not the only person in the fucking show. Like, this isn't a you show. Like, it's not the Adam Page show. You know? I understand. And again, I feel like all of this could have been... It's just petty bullshit that happens when a lot of different personalities, we'll say. You know, a lot of different personalities, and then you're just... Ooh, is that thunder?
Mm-hmm. All right, so Corey, what do you think? Adam Page, is he the catalyst for all of this? Like, is he to blame?
I mean, you know, no, because it is Tony Khan's company, and the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega are EVPs, so essentially it should be that they could find a way to in-house come to terms with dealing with how people are feeling about personnel issues. That being said, the millennial cowboy definitely went rogue. So it seems that he could learn from this and probably just find a way to push a narrative without uh, bringing down somebody else.
Yeah, yeah. That's fair. Also, one thing too, I wanted to ask y'all, because I've been hearing rumblings about this online as well. If you're Tony Khan, do you fire anybody?
Yes.
Who do you fire?
Well, okay, not fire. I would say
'Cause
suspend.
everybody's everybody's
yeah,
suspended right
well,
now.
yeah. I say I make people step down for their positions and the higher.
So do you do away with EVPs and just
Yeah.
strip the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega their title and just
Yeah.
say your guys are just wrestlers now?
Yeah. Because it's just like you don't know how to handle yourself professionally with other people without putting you're messing up the business. You're making the business look bad and we're looking unprofessional, and WWE's got Triple H right now like getting shit together.
Doing a great job on creative.
Yeah, so it's just like they're getting shit together. That's our competition, and they're getting their shit together, and we're falling apart right now. Like, this is not the time to make all this stupid shit. Like now you're getting in the way of my money. And when it gets to a point where it's just like, okay, now they're fucking with your money, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's just like, if y'all can't be adults and figure this shit out, then it's just like, and again, as someone, if you're in charge, like Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks and stuff, like you have a specific role where you're like supposed to be in like a leadership position. Like you're not really like leading your team to a very, you know,
Yeah, no, that's
like
right.
that's not a good example. Like, oh, these are the fucking guys in charge, like these idiots, you know what I mean? I'm old, I'm hurt.
I work with fucking children. So many great sound bites, and I love the Bucks and Kenny and Punk. So it's like it's tough, and I'm torn. But damn it, man, Punk gave us like so many great sound bites from that fucking
True.
interview.
And like again, I don't think that he should have done that. It's just like you've been in this long enough to know better. And just to do better, honestly. And just be better than the people like around you. But by no means. And I think coming to him into his locker room afterwards, that's like really fucking unprofessional of the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. It's like, what did you think was going to happen?
Well,
That's a call you into the office, let's have a discussion, not a let's bum rush you and you're fucking
Because most of the times, like when
dressing room or
when
the
men
locker
are
room.
still hyped up on testosterone.
Yeah.
Their shirts is off. They still sweating. It's hard to really have a productive conversation.
That's
in
what
the
I'm
midst
saying.
of
And as someone who's
all of
put
that.
in a leadership position, like, you know, like that's not how you should be conducting your business. Do I think CM Punk was right for saying all the shit he said? No, not necessarily. I think he could have also handled it better. Although it was very entertaining, I do agree. But yeah, taking it to that extreme on Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks' behalf, like that was just, that's like, what? Like you guys wanted to like fucking street fight over some shit, some words that were said? Like, and you guys are in charge.
yeah,
You
you're
guys
the
are the one-
elite,
Yeah.
but you can't handle some words.
Yeah, that's just kind of,
It's just so wild for all of my wrestling heads out there. It's just so wild that like Colt Cabana is the center of all of this drama. It's like somebody who, you know, to use like an old phrase, like hasn't drawn a dime in wrestling, essentially is like the center of one of the biggest wrestling stories in the last few years. And it's amazing, baffling. But oh man, I can't wait to see what the next chapter in the story is. Truly.
so do you think anyone's going to get fired?
Here's the thing. That's a tough one. I think that Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks are safe. I do know. I've been hearing some rumblings of some people in the locker room not wanting Punk back, feeling like he incited everything. But I'm thinking about it as a fan first, and I wouldn't want to see Punk fired, because I know if Punk is fired, he's not going anywhere else, because there's nowhere else that could pay him what AEW could besides WWE, and I don't think Punk would ever go back there
No.
under any circumstances.
Yeah.
So it would be sad to see Punk leave, because I do think that he is a great performer, and I do think that he's a great wrestling mind as well. So my hope is that everybody can just get on the same page so that they're all able to make money with each other again. Because I look at it like this. If Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels could put their differences aside and wrestle a match back in the 90s when they hated each other and Shawn Michaels pretty much let the cat out of the bag that Bret Hart was cheating on his wife in a promo, if Bret Hart could look past that and still do business with the man, these guys can still do business with each other, because I do believe that it could be very big business if they do choose to come together and do it. So that's where I'm at with it. Now, kind of shifting away from wrestling a little bit, y'all. Corey, I know you're supposed to be maybe going to Minnesota sometime coming up.
Yeah, well, so despite my best efforts, I am a part of a family. I have to acknowledge that. So my mom has a place that she's gonna be moving into, but she's waiting on electricity and then to like finish the grouting to like be able to move in fully, making sure everything's like done in the house, because
Right.
she's like 62. And, then I just gotta, because it's on the same plot of land, so I'm basically just going home to say hi, be a part of the family, and catch up.
Yeah.
So I'm just finding my way to recognize my responsibility in keeping up with communication is what I've been trying to focus on for the last few months, I guess. Well, it's been the crux of what I've been trying to move towards. Just learning how to properly communicate with people to get shit done effectively and constructively. And just being able to get shit done, period.
True.
Just trying to find a way to get people comfortable with getting things done, to make it better, even if it feels uncomfortable in the immediate time because it's different. Trying to find a way to hold just the balance of like wanting things to be better and knowing that I need to be patient and find the right way to make things better. Like, just because I want something to be better doesn't necessarily mean the way that I would make it better is the proper way.
Right way, yeah.
But having the patience to try to keep pushing myself to look for the most effective way of going about things without being deterred or overwhelmed, to just resorting to the self-hatred cycle that happens where like, oh, I'm just a piece of shit anyway, it doesn't matter.
Ugh, that's tough.
Because that's what I was fighting for the last like 30 years, was basically just against my own internal monologue telling me that I was insignificant, therefore I didn't matter. Where in turn it just kind of means that you're a part of something, and that something that you're a part of is better if you want to be a part of it.
Right.
So trying to will yourself to want to be a part of things is what has motivated me to keep pushing forward.
Hell yeah.
That being said, I've done a lot to get out of the need to be a part of family. Because again, being an only child in an extended family of like 70 people, like everyone, I was around like potluck family dinners on consistent occasions.
Right.
So I'd be surrounded by other people. And most of them are older than me. Like everyone within my lineage and, you know, the aunts and uncles, there was only like 4 people who were younger than me. So I just kind of look around, take in the inventory. It's like, well, okay, most of these people have at the very least figured out how to be on this earth longer than me. and they seem to be okay with it. Where I would just be kind of struggling trying to figure out what things meant. People were just doing things.
Yeah.
So you don't have to. You have a microphone, bro.
Oh, yeah.
We're not going for ASMR.
Let a yellow, please. Sent to
A sassy
the
yellow.
back corner. A yellow.
No,
Paper.
not a sassy yellow, just a regular yellow.
Just a yellow, yeah. Regular yellow.
Sound like a bossy gay dude, bro. A yellow, please. A yellow. But like, it's crazy, Core, cause like family can sometimes like manifest those like emotions out of you. Sometimes that you're not necessarily ready to confront or deal with, but sometimes you just have to because you're like in the thick of things.
Right. And honestly, I'm only saying this because I'm like 3 decades in, but there was an entire decade and a half where I did literally everything I could to get away from the people in my family. Because like,
Well.
I really, I knew that I wasn't in line to follow the same route as them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so being in the same environment meant that I was the lightning rod for which people saw difference.
Yeah.
And so I'd be like, well, all right, if I'm going to be different, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do it my way. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just so happened I needed Uncle Sam to help me find my way. But it just gave me the opportunity to look inward, to like be more comfortable with my own perspective,
Yeah.
and then not look at the other family members in any kind of light other than as people trying to make it through. So then I don't take it as heavy because I'm not so physically invested in any kind of like property or opinions about anything.
Right.
I can just like strive to help people understand how to make things better.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to do that in the least condescending way possible. Because no one really likes to be told what to do. It's just because I don't even know what it is. I just know that there could be better ways of going about things.
I think that was one of the key words right there, like trying to do it in the least condescending way. And a lot of times, like with family, like I've discovered, there's no type of tact. It's usually just kind of jumping in head first, like, hey, this is how you should do it, because I know the right way, you know, and then that kind of compels people to just want to shut down, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Truthfully.
Because I know you've been dealing with
I've been
family
dealing with a
as
lot of
well.
family
so
stuff
it's just like,
lately.
so how are you managing, like balancing that while also, you know, still
Weed.
Sure. That's what I do mostly too.
If I'm being completely honest, weed and prayers
Yeah.
and a lot of tears.
We need prayer tears. We need prayer tears.
Yeah,
Okay.
just in
I got
a
you.
vicious cycle of just,
Oh,
I don't know. I just, most days,
let it out. It's a safe space. Let it out.
my life is not my own. Like, let's be for real.
Sure.
And that's fine. I've made my choices. Bless you.
Bless you. Right.
But it just it's hard with family, and like you said, you know, like it is hard when you're someone who is trying to do something different, which means you did have to get a different environment. you know, because like same.
Right.
And that comes a certain level of, I don't want to say loneliness, but like, you know, like
Just when you're
Alienation.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it's just like, you know,
Because you're often misunderstood.
yeah, and you know, there's a lot of stuff, like there's a lot of things that like hurt my feelings that I feel like I just kind of choke down because
yeah.
it's just kind of like I understand that you're ignorant to who I really am and what I'm actually trying to do, and it's just like, you're entitled to feel the way you feel, and I'm not gonna be the person that changes your opinion. Even like you can't change other people's opinion of you. Like
Yeah.
you just can't, and like, and that's fine, you know.
As long as your opinion of yourself is, at the very least constructive,
You
not
know-
trying to self-sabotage, then you can know that the perceptions from other people don't weigh as heavy.
Yeah. So that's kind of, and it's just like, you know, like just trying to help, and then also just kind of being even ridiculed for that.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just like, okay, cool. So I'm just the person that's like fucking you guys' lives up. I'm the one that's, yeah. So, you know. There's only so much that you can actually do to like change people's, and it's not my it's not my job. It's not my job to make sure your opinion of me is accurate.
True.
Like
Yeah.
think what you want to think. If you already decided I'm this person, then so be it. Like, who am I to like argue? Like, I'm that person. And it's kind of been like that, like family-wise, just because like I am the oldest of 4, and so a lot of the times, you know, like it is just like, oh, okay, it's just like there's a looking up to you, but also just like a no respect for you, if that makes sense. Where
Sure.
it's just like, yeah, you're the oldest, but also like, yeah, it's weird family dynamic.
Yeah, you're the oldest. What can you do for me?
Yeah, and it's like, hey, this is kind of your job to make sure our family is like together, but also just like, no one's gonna take your advice because no one here respects you as a real adult. So it's just like,
what the
oh,
fuck?
Yeah, it's a lose-lose situation.
yeah. So it's like, all right, cool. And again, there's only like so much you can really do for that. But
And the thing that's like sucky about it is that like you're always gonna try to help when you can and be there for your family, even though sometimes it can be like a little detrimental to
your own
your own like
mental health.
state.
Yeah. And that's and then it's just like that's what also like makes it kind of difficult, because it's like I am here and I am the one that's like trying to help, but at that like still comes with like at a cost to your like own like, again, mental health and stability.
100%.
How the fuck do legs look?
Corey, have you ever seen a chicken?
You even seen a chicken before?
Like,
Okay, let's see. Legs are hard. I think hands are hard though too.
yeah, I think I'm just going fists.
Yes. But yeah, a little fun story.
Go ahead, girl. Give it to
You
her.
you know which one I'm gonna tell, right?
Yeah,
You already know, because
yeah.
this shit is so
Got you.
wild, and I'm still fucking tripping that this is even like something that's that we're not freaking out about more
Right. Go ahead.
as a whole. So my brother calls me last night, right? Amongst a bunch of other family drama that, again, I was just like, okay, and some really, like, backhanded compliments and condescending tones.
Yep.
Love him, but, you know, still young and still, he tells me that the other day he had heard a sound. Now, mind you, they live in this, like, old house that I'm pretty sure used to be a fucking plantation, but they're, like, in
100%.
denial. I'm like, they're like, it's a historical, I was like, yeah, historically racist. It's an old plantation. Those are literally fucking servant steps. They're smaller than the ones in the grand entrance, and they're enclosed, and there's a tiny room at the top of them, and it's next to the fucking kitchen and laundromat. Like,
They never saw roots. They just never saw roots.
oh my God. I was so nervous to bring Darius there the first time because I was like, he's going to think this is a house from Get Out. Like, I just know it. Like, it just has the wraparound porch and everything. And it just, yeah. Lots of, like, land and stuff, which is like, okay, cool. And they were, like, so excited. I'm like, your house is fucking haunted, bro. Like, so I'm talking to my brother, and I was like, I had said that, like, about the house. Like, I was like, bro, that shit is haunted by the ghosts of slaves past. Like, and they're upset. Like, but fucking, my brother tells me, he was like, oh, like, he's like, okay, so I was in the bathroom the other day. And he goes, I hear this, like, oh, like someone was like stretching, you know? And so I text Dalen and I'm like, because it was just him, my sister-in-law, their kids, and himself, you know? So it's just the four of them. My parents weren't there, so he's like, it sounded like a man was like stretching, you know, so, or like just and he's like, text her and was like, was it you? And she goes, no, it wasn't me, right? So he's like, okay, weird. And so we're thinking like ghosts, you know, like
immediately.
Sure.
As you would think.
yeah, I'm
That'd be
like,
your
oh
first
God,
thought,
it's
ghosts.
the ghosts. They're tired. They're tired of the bullshit. But yeah, so I was like, oh, it's definitely ghost, bro. It's for sure ghost. And so he keeps talking, and he's like, I need you to brace yourself, because when I heard this shit, he goes, my wife, well, when Dalen came home from work, she drove up. Now they have this like giant front like yard, like it's a lot of land.
Sure.
And there's like a ditch, like where it like goes over, like it's like a little, you know, like water ditch or whatever, like in front of like before the highway. It's just like, you know, like where all whatever the drainage comes off. It's
Sure.
like, yeah. So he said that when she came home and drove up, she seen a man just lying in the ditch like this, like he was just there. And again, at this point, whoa, that was a dead spider just flew in. You see him?
Oh, hey.
Oh, shit.
Whoa!
A zombie spider. Ah!
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I made it.
It's a zombie. He's like,
Zombie spider.
it's because we were talking about spooky stuff.
But get this, Corey. The man had been dead for 3 years, bro.
Huh.
Oh my God!
No,
Don't listen.
no,
That's not the
That's
story.
not it. That's not it. My
The
bad.
grooves in it, like those groovy scissors, the scissors with like
These
the
ones?
zigzags. More zigzag, like
Like
to
this?
it.
Like
Yeah,
this?
exactly.
This one?
That one should do fine. I
Is
guess.
this the one you want?
I suppose.
Whoa, that looks so good.
Fuck yeah. I know.
Oh,
I don't know. Take a compliment, bro. Jeesh.
I took that shit.
but yeah, so I guess some dude was laying in the ditch, right? And so I guess my Aunt Debbie's there now too. And so she said she seen the shed door open or whatever. And my brother's like, bro, I'm pretty sure someone has been squatting in their fucking house when they're like gone.
Yeah.
Because my parents be in like, and I'm like, you guys need, and I told them when I went, I was like, lock your fucking doors. Why are we not locking the doors? And my mom was like, "Oh, it's fine. It's safe. We're in the middle of nowhere." And I was like, "Yeah, where weird shit still fucking happens."
Yeah, most
like,
of the weird shit happens in the middle of nowhere.
Bro,
That
and
sounds-
that's what I was saying. I was
I'm
like,
telling.
oh my God. I was like, this false sense of like security. And for me, it like trips me out because I'm like, bro, you're gonna get my mom murdered. Lock the fucking doors, dude. Like, I can't, like, I don't want to speak that into existence, but it's also something that I stress about.
Sure.
But yeah, so there's a fucking squatter and I called my mom today and she's like, oh, I'm at work. Oh, he just listens too much to his wife about, and I was like, wait, what are you talking about? And she's like, oh, about the ghost. I was like, why are we just mowing over the fact that like there's a man sleeping
Yeah, it's not
in
a
your,
ghost. That was
yeah,
a whole ass person.
Yeah, it was like and she's like, oh, we have guns and I have a knife. And I was like, yeah, and the person that's been squatting your house probably has one too from being in the fucking house and probably knows where everything is. Oh God, but yeah. So that's my cool little story for the day. Just the interesting, the family drama. There, is he a murderer? I don't know.
Oh gosh.
Is he casing the house or is he just homeless? Is he a homeless crackhead? Probably. I know there's like a lot of tweakers out there too, like, you know, because it's just like, it's really
Not a lot else to do.
Yeah, and it's just like they're like, oh, we want the simple life, and it's like, okay, well,
We want the simple life.
cool, Dad.
I was in Salt Lake City, and it's like out here, like all the bums. In the middle of the night, we got out of fucking. It was wild. There was this dude who like came up to our group, our like little group talking, and started like screaming at us, and then like yelled the N-word, and then this like little dude with a bunch of oil came over and started spraying him with oil, and then he started attacking that guy. It was wild. I got it all on camera.
Is this where you do the excerpt of what you saw?
Yeah, I got it on camera somewhere. I could throw it in there, I guess.
The bum fight?
Yeah.
What's just spraying him with oil?
Yeah, he was, I guess, a cook. He
Was
was a
it
cook
like
at the
holy
bar.
oil?
Yeah,
Do
we
you
were at.
know if it was like holy oil?
Right? Was he trying to
Like
like
consecrated with
Was he
like
cleaning his? Was he trying to cleanse his spirit, or like
Yeah.
what's up?
No, it was cooking oil. We were at Wise Guys, and it was just like.
No, but I mean, sometimes cooking oil can be holy oil. I'm just, just depends.
We
If you-
need
if you
answers,
consecrated it.
Skylar.
Yeah, bro.
They have motor oil in spray cans. They just spray it like that. I guess so. Like it's more like drizzle it on
You
him.
know what I'm saying?
That'd be
Holy oil, bro.
sensual to watch. Like he was shirtless. That's an important aspect.
That he was shirtless.
Yeah, the bums out there are like out here, but they're just dry, and so they're like more perturbed. And everybody's awake at night, like awake and moving, and there's nothing but Mormons.
Weird, because I went to Salt Lake City and I felt like it was pretty fucking quiet, and it was like
It's like
eerily, it was eerily clean,
Yeah,
and that's like coming from me.
like Sleepy Hollow, or the
Like
other
it
one.
was like, yeah, I was like, there's no gum on the floor. Where's the like faint smell of pee or like the random pile of dog shit? Like, I seen no homeless people. I just seen a bunch of people coming out of the which was actually oddly eerie. Like, it was not comforting to see that many. Everyone in the town was going to like church at the same time, and they were like ringing the little bing bing, like the what's it called?
I
Yeah,
mean,
dude, it
church
was
bells?
like, it was really creepy.
It's like midsummer.
Cathedral bells.
Yeah, it was pretty like, I was like, this, I mean, cool that y'all found your community, but this does kind of bridge feeling culty to me.
Yeah.
Why do they spell midsummer all fucked up in that movie?
Summer?
Yeah, they call it like Salmer.
Summer.
What? Why? Why don't they just say midsummer?
Because it's not summer, it's summer.
What's Salmer?
It's Summer Night's Dream, right?
That's like.
Summer, yeah, summer.
Like, it's a different word, I believe. I don't think it's like summer. I think it's like, I don't know. Let me see. Let me look it up. because I could be just making shit up. That's a thing that happens too.
Love when you make shit up.
There's so many movies that I see the trailer for, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm never, ever gonna see that movie. And that was one of them.
It wasn't good.
It looks so slow.
I mean, no, actually,
It just looked
I
like it
think
was
you
like.
would fuck with this guy.
It
looked so
was very
slow.
up your alley.
Yeah,
I was like, because it was not.
like, it had that,
Just
like,
because
yeah.
it got creepy white people, I figure that's. I guess that's a little bit. We watched that one movie, Hereditary or whatever.
I mean,
Oh, it does mean summer, but you say it like that because it's
Why?
German.
Oh.
It's a surname from the German, Anglo-Saxon, and Scandinavian languages word for.
my bad. I think you would just appreciate the way that they shot it.
Word for the season,
Oh,
summer.
true. Everything's all like soft and like. I feel that. I see. Yeah. All the A24 trailers feel like that or whatever. It's you feel like you're watching something artsy. But I think like they do that so much or whatever
That it's overplayed now.
exactly.
Like it's like we get it, you're artsy.
Yeah.
Show us something else.
You see the one with the goat?
What?
Just not the movie. I can't imagine watching that movie, but the commercial, the trailer for the A24 movie about, it's basically Midsummer, but about a goat. A girl, a woman can't have a kid and gets a goat instead, and then like the goat becomes a kid.
Well, isn't it a kid anyways?
Got
Ew.
him.
Oh, but speaking of like crazy ass movies, there is a movie out right now where Winnie the Pooh is like a serial killer.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, cause
It became public domain.
yeah, it came public domain, so yeah, the people like scooped up the rights. So.
Scooby-Doo. Is it serious?
Winnie the Pooh.
Oh shit! I could see that. He talks like horrifying. Truly true. I feel like if you made Lord of the Rings, but you just changed Samwise with Winnie the Pooh, it would work, and he'd be a serial killer.
It's kind of wild.
But he's just walking around the 100-acre woods, killing all the other stuffed animals.
No,
no,
I
it's
think
killing people.
Christopher Oliver, whatever his name is.
Oh my God! It's Charlie! Charlie!
Do we have Grandma Linda as a guest now?
Charlie!
She said no.
Charlie! Good little dog. Get out of here, Charlie. Go on, get. Can't you see we don't want you no more, Charlie?
Oh, he's on. That's always the
just
music
saying.
I hear when Charlie walks.
Right.
Oh, did he bring
Goddamn.
his little?
I think, okay, so,
friends?
marry, fuck, kill, all the dogs. I'm gonna marry,
What? Skylar? No.
I'm gonna marry
No.
Charlie.
No.
You guys gotta go for the other ones. Okay, so who are we fucking killing?
I'm not playing that.
I got
game.
dibs on
That feels wrong.
Okay, so quick question.
That's
Do
what
you
podcasts
by
are.
chance have the little push pins that let things move?
Ah, no.
Man.
I don't. Let me think. Dang.
Is this what he's talking about?
That would have been so cool. No.
I feel like everybody's really going for it today. I feel like
Yeah.
we're really putting our best
Maybe
foot forward.
no. I do have buttons, and you could tie a string and glue the string to one and have the button so it hangs. No, let me tuck this in here before the glue dries.
When I get clothes that have buttons, I do my best to save them. They've never came into any use, and I always end up losing them. But like
So you don't save them.
in my head, I'm like, I need to keep track of this. So
I need to
it in the
keep track
pocket.
of these buttons.
Yeah,
that
just
I'm
in
gonna
case
lose.
it pops off. It
Pop
extends
off.
the longevity of the
Whoa!
pant or the shirt. It's 2022. It's fucked up that we still have like these things that can just pop off and fall off of our clothes. Like they haven't invented like
Something better.
like Back to the Future had those fucking kicks.
Those
that,
shoes?
Yeah, that just
Ugh,
auto
I
laced
know.
or whatever. Everything should be fucking steel cables that auto lace.
Speaking of Back to the Future, how do we feel about fucking Michael J. Fox?
I would.
Huh?
What
I would marry him.
happened?
You can fuck him, and then who wants to kill him?
I'll kill him.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
He's a little too shaky for me.
Why? What happened? Tell me the tea.
Oh, nah, he's just a fucking.
He's forever goated.
He's forever goated.
Hell yeah.
I prefer Tom Cruise.
He didn't have the. Okay, imagine Tom Cruise. Man, imagine Michael J. Fox with the health benefits. He had to leave early. He had to leave in the early 90s because of cerebral palsy or whatever, and that wasn't like fucking Tom Cruise wasn't actually even popping off until the 90s. If he got the career lifespan was given, if he didn't have cerebral palsy or whatever, he would have made
Parkinson's.
Yeah, he would have made like fucking tons
Right? I
more.
was like, I don't think it's cerebral palsy.
He
I
would have
think
made
that's
tons
something
more Steven
different.
Spielberg movies. Like right out of the gate, he's like early 20s. He's already killing it in Spielberg. Fucking Tom Cruise was in like a Michael Bay movie or something like Mission Impossible, and that was like. I guess he was in the fucking one about people fucking with masks on. Why is that a kink? There's this girl, this like big titty goth girlfriend that I have, and she's like,
Okay.
let's fuck, but I want to wear a mask or something. She's talking about wearing animal masks or something.
Does
I
she
think
want
that's
you?
a furry.
Yeah.
No, it's not a furry because they're not furry kind or whatever. They're more anatomically correct and ceramic or whatever. I guess it's supposed to be some kind of sadomasochism thing or whatever. I don't know, but I don't know how that's a kink. It's just like more shit in a way.
I mean, that's
Why don't
what
you ask
most
her?
kinks are. Most kinks are just adding something extra.
Oh, true.
But yeah, or you could just ask her.
Nah, I don't look a gift horse in the mouth. I'm not like, it's slim pickings around here. I'm not asking any questions.
And I'm also not going to ask any more questions about that.
There you go. There you go. Right there.
What did you figure out?
Well, I tried doing a staple, like
Oh,
just
like
one
half
on
and
either
half?
side.
Yeah.
It didn't work at all for the
Oh,
leg.
shit. I was like, do I have tape? Because the tape could reinforce the actual, like, so it doesn't tear so easily. I do have tape. I'm gonna grab you some tape.
I found a technique that instead of like trying to support that in another way, you can take a whole piece of construction paper and then just like roll it, and then you pinch one end and then you unroll it from the other end, and then it supports itself, and you can make it shorter or longer, and so you don't even need scissors to make the shapes. That's what I've kind of done here with the horns. And you're able to make like 3D objects, not just 2D. Like for the microphone aspect, the grill of the microphone, that's like an industry term.
Industry
can,
term, you know.
Blow it out.
Okay. I'm so close. That feels
close,
so
you
far.
got it. You got it. Oof.
No idea. I'm gonna try.
Was that a ring for ants? It's got to be at
Is
least
this a
twice,
setup for
twice as big as that.
I use this for my action figures.
Oh, probably not. They will definitely fall through.
You need that breakaway ring though.
You
For
remember
action.
that was what humor was when you were in high school or whatever, was
What?
just like quoting specifically
Zoolander.
Zoolander and Will Ferrell movies and very few other movies. But
That's how I learned. That's how I watched Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
Just had everyone recite literally every fucking line of that movie at my school. By the time I watched it, I was like, "Wow, I have seen this whole movie already."
Through everyone else quoting it. Yeah.
I ran for class president after watching that movie because I was I don't know, I've identified with the Pedro character a lot.
My favorite was his piñata of Summer Wheatley.
Actually, a good movie. I would have never seen it if you hadn't shown it to me.
I was like, wait, you've never seen this movie? I was like, no, you gotta see this. This is definitely one of those ones where it's just like,
It feels like that was on TV all the time.
it was for a hot minute.
Yeah. You said you didn't have a TV growing up.
No, I didn't say that. I said when we went to Georgia, we didn't have TVs. But you got to take into account, though, like, even though it was on TV a lot, like, what stations are prominently being played in your house.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Shit,
It
you
was
were
a
in
lot of
control of
BET and UPN. So they weren't showing Napoleon Dynamite.
That's true.
Surprise.
You know.
I'm trying to think. Wait, no, there was that queen, Napoleon Dynamite's brother's queen.
LaFonda?
Yeah, LaFonda.
LaFonda. Bro, the way she spelled it, too, with the duh.
When my dad got a divorce, or I guess my parents got a divorce.
Were you hoping that your dad would find a LaFonda?
Well, he did immediately.
Oh.
And she got him addicted to red. What was it? They're not red vines. They're fucking. They're
Twizzlers?
Swedish fish.
Oh.
Oh, shit. What kind of power she had?
I was like, Ray, who?
Gosh.
Swedish fish.
What's this lady?
The nastiest fucking.
What the fuck?
The nastiest possible candy to ever fucking exist. Okay.
Seeing everybody's letting their creative side out, and I'm liking what I'm seeing.
I'm liking what you're seeing. What's our next topic?
Miami. How was the trip? Darius just came back from being a road dog.
Oh, a road dog, huh?
He's a road warrior.
Oh,
He's fucking out there Mel Gibsoning.
You make it sound so uncool, bro.
Goddamn.
God.
I saw the Facebook post. He a big ass room, filled out,
No, that was fun. It was
shining on them haters, man.
shining on them haters. Yeah, you know, just being able to perform well in front of my enemies. You know, I couldn't
No
ask
big
for
deal.
anything more. It was cool, man. It was cool. It definitely, being on the South Florida comedy scene made me appreciate the LA comedy scene a little bit more.
Wow.
Yeah.
don't-
No, come.
How
Next
bad
time I go
could
to-
it be?
Bro, I'm telling you. And here's the thing, it's just like, whenever you have to have like that sort of like constant interaction like with comedians at like mics and shit or shows, it's usually shitty.
Sure.
Usually. But the thing that I feel like kind of helps like alleviate that shit, like more being here, is that you just kind of know that you're working towards just trying to be better than you were like the day before, you know, as opposed to kind of being on smaller scenes, and it's just kind of like people are just kind of living for the gossip of the scene, and they just want to be the man.
And then like they'll have like
small
an
town.
air about them
Yeah.
of being like, oh, like Los Angeles, it's this everything's so shallow and petty out there, but then like every little tiny every scene or whatever it is, every town and city has its own little hierarchy of bullshit thing, and then like it's everybody's like a beta fish, and it's almost more more combative and like all that. Like when you went there or whatever, whenever people go home, they run into people who they had like spats with over literally nothing, over a room that didn't matter, and yeah.
A room that
That no one
didn't
was getting paid
matter,
at.
and probably ain't gonna never matter, and it's just kind of, you know, it's one of those things. And like, even though there are definitely people in California, LA specifically, that may not give a fuck about comedy, I think you go to anywhere else in the world and the sentiment is exacerbated. Like, and I think that out here, at least people try to care about the art. And it's not like that everywhere.
Yeah.
So it just, it did make me appreciate, like, do I not like most of these motherfuckers? Yes. But I do appreciate, just from an artistic standpoint, like, how things are done out here.
How
as
much have you-
opposed to-
How much of that do you feel like
Opposite.
might just be in your head, like, or do you feel like
Be it what, like what's in my head?
as far as a beef between you and other people? Because I'll be like that. I'll be like, oh shit, everybody here hates me. I'm in the corner. I'm kicked off the podcast for having too much fun. I'll be in my head
I
about it.
knew this was
I
a thing.
know.
I knew you were upset and you didn't say anything.
I
'cause
know
you
that
was
that's
acting
not the case.
out.
So I know that's not the case. I know that you guys love
God.
me and that we're all buds and everything. But in my own head or whatever, I get in that. So when you're going back
No,
to
this is actually the start. We're trying to actually start a beef. We're
When
trying
you-
to start podcast beef.
when you go back to Dade County or
So
whatever.
you're gonna splinter off and like do your own podcast, and we're gonna
Yeah,
have
we're gonna
like
have
more
the Joey
podcasts.
show.
And we're gonna create intrigue, bro. We're gonna create it from in-house.
But I'm
And,
saying like back in Dade, you go there, you're up on stage, you're like, fuck that guy. I know what he's thinking right now. But in reality, he's like, oh, good to see. I haven't seen Darius in a while. Shit. Oh shit, he's killing. And like, but in your head, you're so combative, and you have like the spirit of a warrior that
Not
you're putting the disdain upon others. You're projecting it. I'm sure it's like, do you think that it's 100%?
here's the thing. Anytime like there's ever like issue with me or somebody else, like it's because it's been verbalized that there is an issue. So like I do try to not assume that motherfuckers don't like me until I actually know, because shit is like verbally said. And so yeah, there were some motherfuckers where like, you know, shit is like verbally said, but I'm the type of person that like the toxic side of me thrives in those
Loves it.
environments, and it's like I kind of like for like it
You
to
need to be
something-
pushed
The
up against the wall.
confrontation.
So.
Yeah, I kind
Well-
of like that. Like, there's some people there that like may not like
Well,
me.
it's part
like,
of the 48 laws of power. Did you know that?
I
What's
watched
that?
some like
That you have
Bangladeshi
to
kid
have,
explain that to me on YouTube.
Enemies, to create your own enemies.
Sure.
like Michael
having-
Jordan.
yeah.
Hell yeah, Michael
Jordan.
Jordan.
This is
rules.
creating your own enemies, like, and that
my-
what level
my
you
unique
want
take.
them on is entirely up to you, honestly. Like the kind of beef and like whatever like else, like it's dependent on what you want. But yeah, someone told me that, and I was like, why are you? It feels like it's toxic, that, but it definitely went with the type of person that they were.
It is slightly toxic.
Yeah, like
It's like a little alarming that
Why do
you're
I
reading
need
this book, like.
40 laws of
It's
power.
slightly
Like,
toxic.
I want to be an all powerful, and I was just like, okay.
Isn't it all about like manipulating like people
Yes.
in the most benign situations
Yes.
ever, like in literally
Yes.
nothing?
Yes, it's
yeah.
and one of them was just, you know, like, I think it was like letting people think like, there was a whole thing about manipulation on there, and I was just like,
I think
this
the whole thing is that because it's
is
like
yeah.
it's
I
like
was
a
like, this
war
is
of-
like really disturbing that you're reading this, sis. But okay.
maybe it's like counters, like so that she knows when she goes into
Oh,
a
it definitely
relationship
wasn't.
with
It
a
was
Bangladeshi kid, that she's like, okay, this is what's going on. I'm getting
no,
getting
because she
Sun Tzu
clearly
right now.
still doesn't see that stuff.
True.
But We're getting off subject.
No, but that was cool. That was a bit of information that I did not know. So thank you for that. Nice.
Right? But yeah, it was definitely one of the 48 laws, and I was like, wow, interesting. And then it kind of made me raise an eyebrow, and I was like, bitch, are you trying to make me an enemy?
Are you trying to make
What?
You
Wait a minute.
I feel like no one can actually like read through all that or whatever. You remember how?
don't try to make enemies. You just let them naturally come. You know, just let the cards fall where they may.
That is fair.
It's just like people are just gonna hate you regardless. Like the story of my fucking life. Like
Well, you can't gel with everybody. And if you're going to be your authentic person, you're definitely not going to gel with everybody.
yeah, no.
It's just better to try and confront it in a constructive way as opposed to sitting there and wondering about things. Like, you weren't in the corner. I'm trying to get you more actively incorporated in this instead of just fucking trolling us.
No,
and acting
Yeah,
confused
this was for
about
you.
everything.
Thank you. Oh, finally.
I
So that was
participated
the nice way
in
that
the
Corey
microphone.
said it.
I
That
know.
was,
I got my thing. I did my thing. I did
Yeah.
everything I was supposed to.
The whole, again, but
oh,
like,
now
the camera works.
Now you're innocent. Now you're innocent.
I
Now
got my
you're
microphone.
He
innocent.
looks good.
I
He looks
appreciate
really
it.
good.
Oh, you're talking about this guy. Okay. Yeah, it's fine.
Guy, you look good too, okay? You look good too, okay? You wore your best clothes.
Corey
I'm
said-
proud
Yeah,
of
I've been
you.
stepping it up. And
You
stuff.
have
Oh
been.
yeah, I got my my writer's strike uniform on or whatever, like the late night when they grew out their beards and
Writer's
shit.
strike.
The writer's strike. Do y'all remember the writer's strike from a few years back? It was
The only thing I
like,
really know is that it cut the one of the last seasons of Scrubs short, and then they changed networks, and then Zach Braff had this weird beard.
Bro, you remember that writer's strike? Yeah, dog. Shit got really weird during that time. A lot of good shows was canceled.
How did the writer's strike affect you, Skylar?
Oh, so I was writing on
Am I the last one
that
again?
HBO show,
No. Still.
Will and Grace at the time. They had a reboot HBO, and I bought a house out here. Everything was all set, but then they struck, and then I had to like cross picket lines or whatever because Daddy got a mortgage, and I got kids and shit. So
Sure. Do you know what a mortgage is?
So basically, a mortgage is like you go up to a bank and you're like, hey, I want to buy this house. I want to live here. And then they're like, I bet. And then they give you cash money in a suitcase. And then you drop that off to the old homeowner. Now you're the homeowner and you're the big dog on campus. And you're walking around. You don't get to keep the cash anymore. In fact, you have to pay more cash on top of the cash. You have to pay for the cash that you gave.
Interest.
Yeah, interest. Hell yeah. I took economics 101 and
Me too, and I learned absolutely fucking nothing.
But you know about
I learned
the
how to
supply
fill
and
out
demand.
my taxes.
They taught you that shit in economics?
Yeah.
That's it.
It didn't stick.
I don't know if
It
that's
didn't teach me very
okay.
well. But
was that like functional like personal finances or something?
no.
Oh,
It
shit.
was just like, here, this is how you fill out your taxes. They were like, this is a tax form. This is the forms you would need for this. If you guys just pay attention, and that's actually the only class that I wish I would have paid more attention in because it was
Right,
actually the only
right.
fucking, when he was like, this is actually going to be useful. And I was like, shut your ass up. That's a fucking lie. But he was right.
Yep.
He was right, but he was too obsessed with being the cool teacher that he kind of irked me. You know what I mean?
Those
That's
teachers
an easy,
are like,
that's an
ugh.
easy A for
It's
a
just-
professor.
It's just like he knew who the cool kids were.
But it's something gross about watching an adult trying to get the admiration of teenagers.
You're talking about professors, right? In college?
No, in high school.
High school. Oh, yeah.
I went to
that's
a
why.
really bougie fucking high school, bro.
Mhm.
Like, we had a swimming pool. We had like 3 or 4 gyms. We had a football field. We had tennis courts. We had soccer field, an indoor-outdoor track.
I see adult male teachers in high school or anywhere, like proctologists. Like you went out of your way to get a degree to work specifically doing this job.
Sure.
That there should be like a reason enough to not give you the job.
Huh. I suppose.
I mean, sometimes that's how I feel about male gynecologists.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, you know, you don't care about women's health.
But I mean, ultimately, it's, again, trying to find the way to do the
No, he
most
cares too
constructive thing with what you're trying to accomplish. Like, so as long as they can do it professionally, under sterile lights, and hopefully under supervision of somebody else, then, you know, it's better than hiding in the fucking parking lots at night trying to stalk
though?
women.
You're
It
saying that,
is
like,
not better, Corey.
Yikes.
You know how uncomfortable. I was
that's
like,
not how that works.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Do you know how uncomfortable it is to deal with a man? Well, no, probably
I mean,
not.
you know,
It's,
no.
it's not. And
I was a tight little high schooler. I know what that is.
Oh, okay. I will say I have had some horror stories. Like the men that had, like, one of my, and it was like one of my first, it was maybe like my second one ever.
Gynecologist?
I think I was like 19 maybe 20. No, I was like 20 at this point. I was at 20. I had gone into my appointment, and it was my first time going alone.
Yeah.
And so, of course, it's just already fucking weird because it's just like you gotta get naked. You don't fucking. I was already
Do you
weird
have
about
to,
being
though?
naked.
Like, for the whole thing or whatever?
It
They're
depends on. Sometimes it's just your lower half that you have to get completely naked. But
even
if they're
still,
checking your
It's a
breasts,
gynecologist. Like, there's no reason
they
for
check
Eddie.
your breasts too.
At a gynecologist, I feel like that's just like,
No, they check
getting
for
brazen.
lumps.
I would imagine
breast
that
cancer
any
is a
doctor
thing.
or probably even yourself would be able to do that one. I would imagine. I don't know. I've seen a lot of tutorial videos on how to
Listen.
check yourself for lumps.
I'm just letting you know the female experience. Now,
Yeah.
if you
You can only speak to that if you decide to be trans.
True.
Other than that,
well,
let her talk.
I'm
It's on
so
the-
dead.
See,
No, but so like I go in and it's just this. Now, mind you, this guy was like, I'm laying there and he's like asking me these questions. He's very like, it just like, it's already an uncomfortable experience. So dealing with
Yeah.
somebody who's like not trying to make it comfortable for you.
That's fair.
And being that it was only my second time, I'm just like, and he just like goes straight in. He's really fucking rough. He's not even really telling me what he's doing or why he's doing it, which was like, that in itself is kind of like shitty. So like I leave and I call my mom and I was like, dude, my shit fucking hurts. And she was like, what? And he tried to tell me, he's like, oh, bleeding afterwards is normal. And my mom was like, he said, what? And she was like, no, you're not supposed to bleed afterwards. It means he was way too rough when he was scraping your cervix for like a sample because they test for like, you know, cancer and other stuff. But she was like, no. My mom was so upset, and at the time I was just like, oh, okay. Like I didn't know, cause you know I don't know. Like I had only been to like one other like doctor's appointment like that, and like it just my mom was very peeved about it. That's the thing about Mary though. Like she be ready.
There's something about Mary, man.
But yeah. Dude, that shit is so fucking crazy. Because you're just laying there. It's fucking cold always. You're naked. Naked and afraid. But it's just like you're laying there completely exposed. You're a stranger, sir. Like,
You want to feel some level of comfort.
yeah, and it's
in
just
your
like, and
most
instead I
vulnerable
felt like he
position.
was just like judging me, like for not knowing like what like was going on, or like not knowing like some of the answers, or even feeling uncomfortable. And I'm like, dude, I also think he assumed that I was much younger than I actually was. I think he assumed I was probably a high schooler at the time
she looks
because
good for her age. Okay, we see.
well, because I was like 19 or 20, and I've
Right,
always
right.
gotten that I look like younger.
Yeah.
And people would ask me a lot in my early 20s, like, why aren't you in school? Like, why
yeah.
aren't you in school? So I'm guessing just, and that's the other thing, is just like, it shouldn't have been that though. Even if you did think I was in high school, even more the reason why this is like a traumatizing, like, fucking event, like, to happen. Like, you should be trying more to make me feel more comfortable being here. Like, this is literally your profession. And if you
there should be,
didn't
like,
want to do
candles
that.
lit, lights should be
Exactly.
turned down.
Mm-hmm.
Should be like some jazz.
No, it's just like I've
playing.
had other ones where it's like the lady
You're a part of
doctors.
the problem, bro. I'm gonna say it. You're definitely a part of the problem.
I'm dead.
It's
Candles
It
lit.
is a major problem. Like, basically, being any man around any woman, just one-on-one, you kind of assume, oh, she's trying to fuck or whatever.
Wow.
You just
No.
assume that going out of the back. So it probably not the best idea to have like male
His
gynecologists.
views and opinions do not express those of the entire podcast.
I'm
Put
dead.
that
Or
out
anyone
there.
else outside of himself.
Yeah. So,
No, but it is like, it does make it like, it makes it fucking weird, dude. And then you're just like, okay. Especially when you're there and you just like don't know.
Just makes you more self-aware and self-conscious.
Yeah, and you're like, damn, the doctor was all up in my coochie, just like whatever, like,
Yeah.
and just like, and how am I supposed to feel about that? Like, you know,
It's a
just,
very
like,
vulnerable place to
yeah.
That's why I'll never get caught in that. I'm like, never go to the doctor, and then like never get a who's out there like
A
grown-ass
colonoscopy?
man. Oh, especially that. But even just the fucking testicle one, like you're just gonna go, like, can you imagine being like our age, going into a doctor and being like, I need a checkup. I need you to like
Well,
grab my balls and I need
as
to
you
cough. I need you
should,
to tell
like,
me
you
to turn
should-
my head and cough with my balls in your hand. That's like.
I think that's just over dramatized in Hollywood. That whole, you know, like, oh, I don't know that it's like that, like, so, oh, turn your
What?
head and cough.
No, that's
like, it's
literally
just
what-
like, yeah, they tell you and stuff.
Exactly.
But like, I don't know, like,
And there's no reason
you
for
should
it.
definitely, men
No one's
should
ever-
definitely get their balls checked.
No,
Because
no, no.
even though, like, the
No one's ever died from having
gynecologist,
balls that don't move when they cough or whatever. That's not a thing. That's just a trick that they do so that they have some kind of weird. It's one of the laws of power is to
they
trick
tell
you
you
into
to cough because
cough.
they go up and they tighten and they can feel like your actual, like, what's in there. Like they can
They can
feel
feel
if
the
there's
cancer?
like more like, yes,
Yeah,
they're
I doubt
checking
that.
for testicular cancer, just
Because
like
it's
breast
like a tumor
cancer.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's the same thing. It's like getting your, and that's also weird because they're just like feeling your titty, like, and you're just laying there and they're just like, and you're like, okay, this is my boob. Like, can we just like address that it is a little bit weird?
I'd
yeah,
rather.
it all is kind of wild, truthfully.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to, like, I'm not like, I don't know. It just, especially like, it just made me kind of sad when I thought about it too, because I was like, there are young girls that go through this and it's like, they don't have moms to talk to them about it. And they're going in and they're being judged by fucking doctors who probably shouldn't be in that line of work if they're going to be
Right.
acting like that.
Probably, yeah.
You know, like,
truthfully.
and it's just like, they need help, you know, like, and even if you know, like, you're going for reasons like, oh, I'm sexually active at a young age. Like, it's better I'm here making sure I'm checked and I'm okay than going around spreading diseases if I have them and I don't know, or like getting, you know, like, I don't know.
All that
Anyways.
shit's fake too. Like, I was all worried about that because they had all those things
Skylar.
in school being
Cool,
like,
but,
if you
alright.
fuck, you get.
All right, can you just think about what you're gonna say before you say
Alright,
it,
so
please,
ba-
because we on camera.
I don't-
So I just want to make sure.
So all
that
I'm
you,
saying is like, is that a thing you guys can do? Like, you guys prepare what you're gonna say and then you say what you're gonna say.
What do you mean?
What?
Like basically,
You want us to script shit?
No, I'm asking you. Is that what happens like for you guys? Your experience, like.
I think
you're
he's
like,
asking you, do you think about saying something before actually
yeah, in the
saying
middle of
it?
like a conversation like this or
Right.
whatever, you guys are like, all right, this idea, I'm gonna set this idea up and then like
No,
properly vet
when
it.
he
and
says
then
that,
boom.
it's just being a little conscious of like the effects of what you're going to say.
Yeah.
I can't imagine anything that any of us say having any effects.
No effects, huh?
Essentially, I can't imagine me like
Isn't that a
saying
band?
something and then like it echoing out into the world and then like shattering somebody's like existence or
No, just your own.
like
I'm just saying it like for your sake. Like,
True.
You know, you don't want to put too much ignorance out there. And you're about to be talking about like sex shit. I just want to make sure you think about what you're saying before you're saying it is all. I think it's a good exercise. That's all.
true.
That's all.
So, well, let's talk this one through before I say it out into the podcast. So, Darius.
All right, take your mic off.
All right. So basically, what my idea was like that. You know how like all the stuff they teach you about how like you're like going to have an STD and it's going to be forever and you're probably going to get AIDS and die if you have sex at all. Do you remember that being taught
That sounds like Mean Girls.
You know,
All
like
right, but back
legit.
in
That
the
was.
day, yeah.
Sure.
I don't know
Health
if you
ed
experienced
class? Yeah,
All right,
why not?
Yeah.
And I was just saying that's bullshit. You don't get anything. At
Well,
all.
that's
All right. Well, see, that's bullshit. That you just don't get. You be safe and you be mindful of what you're doing, and then from there, like.
No, I'd be trying to get women pregnant. I can't even get them pregnant. I was so scared that I'd get a woman pregnant, right? And then like you find out that no, you kind of have to be like an alpha specimen to be able to do that at all.
No, it's a lot of things that
It's
go
a timing thing, mostly.
Yeah, it's like the rhythm motion. I feel
No.
like. It's like the timing, the rhythm.
Like a monthly type of thing.
Yeah, it's called ovulating. And there's a lot of things that have to go into place to be able to get a woman pregnant. Like, it's actually, contrary to popular belief, it's actually pretty fucking hard to get pregnant.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be really fucking reckless.
That's what I'm saying. They're saying
There
like
are-
that if you, I was told like that if like anything happens, she's pregnant no matter what.
No,
And
it's
that's
a
bull-
matter
all I'm
of
saying is that's
cautioning,
bullshit.
like, this is a
Like everything
possibility.
they taught us is bullshit.
No, speaking as someone who's had to, here's the thing, and this is a safe, whatever, I don't fucking care.
Talk about
I don't
it.
have secrets.
Talk about
we
it.
know it.
Yeah,
I had
we
an
know
ex
it.
who cheated on me, gave me chlamydia, didn't answer the phone. It was like a whole thing. Now, mind you,
Okay.
I was not having sex with anybody else or anything like that. But
So
that
that just
whole
happened upon you now.
Yes. Which it's because people get careless and these dirty dick boys be everywhere.
Sure.
And so I have cautioned people, and it's just like, it's not that I was necessarily even super smart after that, which
You're just more
unfortunately,
aware.
yeah, but those things are out there, and unfortunately it does happen. It does happen, and it is real, and I do have like family members suffering from other things that they thought were just like, like they're HIV positive now, because it's just like, you don't know, like you really don't know. And like when you go out and you're careless, like it's not just your health, it's other people's health as well. And Left Eye was trying to tell us safe sex is great sex.
She really was. Left eye. Heavily
But
funded show.
it's just not even like the matter of getting someone pregnant, it's the matter of like ruining someone's life just because you didn't want to take those 2 seconds. And I think normalizing wearing like
Just normalizing sexual safety.
yeah, because it's just like
Normalizing condoms and vasectomies.
exactly
Just number one.
exactly, because it's crazy. Like, these things really can ruin your whole fucking life, and you don't want to go the rest of your life having to tell somebody. Now, thankfully for me, it was something that I take a week's worth of antibiotics and I'm fucking fine, but it was still fucking traumatizing. I never felt so dirty in my entire fucking life.
damn.
I was like, I want to fucking chop his dick off. Like, I can't fucking believe this shit. And it wasn't even anything of my
But
own.
God, you made it. Yes, look at God.
look at him. But yeah, so
But no, but like truthfully, just because we not living in the 80s and the 90s don't mean that we shouldn't be aware of like, yeah, these are things out there.
that really do happen to
Yeah,
people.
that we need to
I
be
want you
diligent
guys to be
in,
safe,
in
okay?
avoiding. Yeah.
Sky,
What up?
be safe what you're doing here.
I'm safe. Literally can't fuck without a condom because I be busting too fast.
Okay,
I gotta wear.
that
a
is
condom.
okay. As long as you're aware
need a
and are
buffer.
making fucking movements towards it that are constructive, by all means.
Hey man. Yeah, bro.
Try thinking about baseball. That's what a lot of people do.
I don't know. That's boring. Baseball.
Exactly. That's the point.
Yeah, it's supposed to keep you understimulated.
Bro.
No, I feel like that would ruin you. You spend your so much time and effort getting in the pussy, and then you waste it being in baseball.
Well, because you're trying to make it better for
For
them,
s-
Fuck.
so that they want to have more again.
It's not
later.
gonna get good for them.
It's-
Like better. It's not gonna be good either way.
I'm gonna tell you like my grandma used to say, "Baby, shut up."
What?
Just,
Especially-
Are you done?
Now the
Oh,
person
yeah,
that
yeah,
you're
yeah,
thinking
yeah.
about, or the person you're fucking is thinking about baseball. They have like dead eyes and like they're distant and not even thinking about
Dead
you in
eyes
the moment.
and
That's got to be
distant.
worse.
Yo, I'm looking at these
Nuts.
artistic projects. I'm proud of us. I'm proud of us, y'all.
We did that this time.
We
Hand the tape.
didn't come to play.
It's construction. Ow, I'm stuck.
Oh. we didn't come to play around.
Or we came exactly to play.
Hey, there you go.
Ding, 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 ding. Okay.
YouTube land, you'll be hard pressed to find anybody that does pod and craft like we do.
Friend of the craft.
Yeah.
The craft, yeah.
That
Right.
one does sound like witchy, which is cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, and spooky
Friends of the
season is
crafts.
coming up.
Oh shit.
Spooky.
Are we gonna do a fucking
A spooky craft?
Yeah, we
like
have to.
like in costume?
Yes.
Like homemade-
Yes.
costume?
Homemade
But-
costumes?
Yeah, we gotta make one because that sounds like any amount of money to spend on a costume.
We can just make it. Like,
Hell
Yeah.
We got the arts and craft queen, so it's
Oh!
Cultivate a cosplay.
Ooh, okay.
If I put this
Okay,
in
little
my
ring.
thing,
How many ropes? 2 or 3?
Down
Two.
3.
What are they gonna fit?
Oh, but you could just do 3. It could just be your style. There's 6-sided rings, so it's down to your interpretation, honestly.
if you need a single
Ooh!
ring, a
Oh my
tripper,
god, who
gosh, what
did
was
that?
they could like trip.
Let's just blame CJ. CJ that first.
Aw.
Fucking CJ burping
That could be
and
like a
shit.
special. How do you say that word?
What?
A special match
Oh.
where they only have one ring and everybody trips off and like face plants on the ground.
I didn't have time, but I was gonna make a ladder and a table and a chair.
No,
And a
we'll,
can.
we'll
You
just
was
cut
really
this
gonna
one
go
and
in.
then the rest will go into behind the paywall or something.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
You got it. You got it.
Well, I mean, for me, ultimately, the concept of all of this is like adds character, obviously,
Yeah.
color, and we can potentially make our own merch.
Oh,
Right?
hell yes.
Cut out a middleman there.
Exactly.
Have unique shit. Try and
And
Have you seen the merch for that
me the tape.
Dune movie?
Oh.
The Zendaya Dune movie?
Oh, are you like what merch specifically? I saw the action figures.
Some I don't understand why, but in the world of fashion, they call something high fashion, and I don't know what
he looks
differentiates
so cute.
it didn't work
He
how I
actually,
planned.
yeah, he actually looked pretty snazzy.
But
I'm surprised
some
it came out
company
that
was
good.
like, did like
I
a
don't like it. That shit came
crossover
out
with
like
Dune.
damn near like.
Don't say like you're
That's-
surprised,
no, like
babe.
not like a diss. I'm just saying like that shit came out like low key like professional.
Wrestler? A professional
wrestler.
wrestler?
Like really, like we could sell cardboard cutout action figures of every cast member of the podcast now.
No, for real.
Corey,
that
you're in
exceeded
charge
all
of making it. You
expectations.
got a new job.
Uh-huh.
You got a new hat to put on. That would be kind of dope, though.
Having our
Make,
own
like,
action figures?
Right, and then make like a box
Yes.
for it and shit.
Maybe that's what we'll do
That would be
next
lit.
week.
Yeah.
I have some ideas. I have a couple crafts that
We
I
can
think
make
you
them-
guys will really like, but they're gonna take some prep time in
Sure.
doing it.
We
Like,
could just use Scotch tape to make like the cover thing over the box, so you can look in through the Scotch tape and see
oh, saran wrap works too.
Yeah, we have to be
Yeah.
very particular because we want that like bubble to look nice.
the. True.
We want that thing to look good. But I honestly think this has been a good thing for us doing crafts, showing that we can think something in our heads and materialize it in reality.
Tape
I do
me,
think
please.
it's been-
Beer me the
been
tape,
something
please.
good for us. And our hope is that y'all take some of these things that we do and apply it to your lives.
Yeah, and if they didn't know, they're supposed to be following along during all this and crafting. I don't think we ever said that.
A
Shit.
step-by-step tutorial.
Yeah.
No. It's more so to give people the freedom to just have fun and create shit.
Yeah, and just we're like mayonnaise, turning nothing into something.
Hey. Boom, boom, boom. You need the tape, Corey?
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Kept trying to figure out a different way to put it on to make it like.
If you tape it around the back instead of the front, then it hides it and it looks like there's shadow. Like he has his leg pulled back, like he's about to kick them, like he's about to give a big kick. That's kind of what I did with the horns. I put them in the back, so it gives the illusion that there's another dimension to it. Like you're looking
Low-key.
It
through
looks
the
really
depth.
good.
We have
I
everything
appreciate it. I
that
do know that.
we have everything that constitutes a good wrestling toy line. We got the ring, we got the action figure, we got the replica
And
belt.
I've got the mic.
We got the mic, so it's like, if any wrestling companies out there, y'all see what we doing, hey, we could
Right?
work something
This
out.
is basically
Especially
a
the indie
wrestling
companies.
company.
especially
We're
the
in
indie
big
companies.
business,
Hey,
guys.
I'm just
Big
saying.
business.
We
could
have,
just
we have great ideas
Beer
too.
me the tape.
we
could
also
wrestle on the glass.
we also could
table.
write for your creative also, so that's the thing.
You were saying that Patrice wrote for
Proud snacks.
wrote for WWF.
Yeah, he did for a short time.
That's dope.
Yeah, Patrice. Rest in peace, Patrice O'Neil. Heavenly friend of the show.
Heavenly friend, I'm
Heavenly.
dead.
You know.
I wonder if you can like go to that time period and then like find very obvious
He
moments where
looks
like
so good.
I'm trying to think of one wrestler's
Oh,
name.
you know what? I forgot the entrance stage. Oh.
Ah, no.
Next time.
Yeah.
Next time, baby.
The construction paper can just be the entrance. That whole stack of construction paper is the entrance stage.
Skylar, this is not no Mickey Mouse operation. If we do an entrance stage, we're gonna do an entrance stage. Next time. It's gonna be a good one too. We're gonna have a Titantron in this shit.
I'm dead.
I'm just saying. We, you know.
I'm laughing in my head thinking about the Hulk doing obviously written Patrice bits or whatever that he just like kind of phoned in and just put in his regular stand-up for the Hulk to read or
I
yell.
don't think Hulk Hogan was reading anything from Patrice O'Neil.
All right.
Well, he wrote for him.
Are we all ready to show? Oh, what's our? Did we touch everything? Are we?
Now
touch.
we got a chance to touch on everything. Now it is time for the reveals.
Oh.
It's
Time for the reveals. And everybody has to get a backstory as to why they made it the way that they did. It's
Yep.
my championship belt.
so
Skylar,
you-
Skylar's your mic in
Hell
Your
yeah, I'm
mic
ready for
in
that
camera.
right here. Oh shit, I had my mic off this whole time. Ever since you told me to.
No, I mean,
This mic. Yeah.
yeah, dog.
All right.
All right, woo.
Oh.
All right, Mo.
Me first or Skylar first?
Oh, so-
Well, me first.
You first.
Definitely. That
'Cause
goes
he has
without
the
saying.
mic, yeah.
Just
Yeah.
all right,
it goes
come on.
without
Do you
saying.
want to cut a promo?
Yeah, definitely.
You know
So,
how to cut a promo? Go ahead, cut a promo.
So basically, lily ass, candy ass, we're gonna squash, and we got the muscles on Tuesday. We're coming for you. We've got hell to rain down upon our agitators and
Our agitators.
those
All right.
those who stand against us in the ring will perish beneath us in that same ring as we conquest forward through the what is this?
Steak.
I don't know what the terms of wrestling are, but basically all I'm saying is that we're on one and fuck it, and yeah.
If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
If you smell what the Rock is cooking,
Thank you.
that can't be what he says. He just asked them. No, he says,
Well,
"Can
you
you smell?" It didn't have. It didn't have ampersand.
What the Rock is.
Ow, wow.
That Rock, man.
Cooking.
He's.
Yeah, it can't be if. It's got to be, do you? It's a question, right?
It was a lot of. It was,
No, it's if.
If you smell isn't a question. That's like a preamble for what happens next. What happens after that?
Well,
Like,
sure, yeah.
If this, then that.
Because there's gonna be a fight.
Okay.
Because that's what he said when he was done.
This is the alternate universe stuff because there's no way in hell he says if you smell what the Rock. That doesn't make any sense. It
He
is.
says it at the end.
Can you smell what the Rock is
Or
cooking?
do you?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
do you? Do you? That's he asked a question. He doesn't have like a.
That's what I thought it was.
Comment
but
below and let us know. What
This
does
is
The Rock
absolutely-
really say, viewers? Let
I'm
us
with
know.
you, but I'm also someone that didn't watch it enough to really know that well. So
And that would make sense for like how the Rock, his whole persona changed or whatever.
I have to ask, just out of curiosity, Corey, was your specific craft, was it inspired by any action figures that you grew up playing with back in the day?
Well, it was more inspired by the creepy paper people I had to make during Christmas time in elementary school. But I was trying to just get the legitimate. So I was trying to stick with the ratio of measurements.
Yeah.
Once I started committing to like the head, I was like, all right, I'm gonna hope that this is the right torso size. Then I kind of ran out of paper, and I was like, "Oh, I should probably do it the arms and legs different." And then I thought about using the push pins, but I had, thinking about things as it's happening doesn't always
Yeah.
pan out in your favor. So be more prepared next time. But use tape to put it all together, and was intending on using other pieces of paper to cut out for like a mask and the pants, but I kind of like the idea of just, seeing if anyone is able to digitally add any flavor to this.
There you go.
Whatever type of flavor anyone wants to choose to add to this and meme it, or whatever
Also, he
happens
cut
on the
that.
internet.
We're making
He cut that
viral
himself, y'all.
memes.
He cut
Cut
that out
that
himself,
himself.
which is pretty impressive because it's not
It looks
always
good.
easy to
Yeah.
keep that shape as clean as he did, y'all. So do you want to give him clothes or do you want him to just be Giant Gonzalez? You be the judge. It's up to you. Mo, you want to go? Or you want me to go? How you want to do it?
Okay.
What's up?
Okay, so this is my ring.
Yep.
I started with some popsicle sticks, and I was gonna make it much smaller than this. Honestly, I was gonna make a mini little one, and yeah, just kind of figuring things out as I go. So there's 4 popsicle sticks in each. That's how it's able to stand. Okay, and the way I cut the paper, as you guys saw, like I cut it so that they and then they fold.
Yeah.
So each has
There's
2.
bounce to it.
Yeah, so that way it can stand on its own. And then I took 2 different papers and cross them like that, so that they kind of like they don't sag, you know. I wanted to add glitter, but it was a mistake. It looks stupid, but that's okay. I'll probably. And then I was gonna add these eyeballs to the top, but they didn't look good. They're too tiny. So that was that. And I didn't have enough rhinestones to make the rhinestones on the top like that either, which I kind of wanted them to have like a cap, you know, because I felt like it looked cooler, but that's fine. And then I just rolled these up. Here, maybe I'll throw this eyeball right here.
$80 for the whole set. Just letting y'all know. $80 the whole set.
Maybe I won't put the eyeball, sorry. So yeah, I rolled these up out of paper, made sure they were all the same height, but I made them rolled, and then I cut some little ropes so that it could go, and there we go. That's my construction ring.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Fuck
Time to
with it.
fight.
We'll get the figs out. And see how the ring holds up. We'll get it out.
We're gonna fight. What are we gonna fight for?
Hey, this.
Our pride and eagle.
The
Oh.
mental health championship of the world. Basically,
Whoa.
I feel like every time I'm talking to y'all, the viewers, I'm always telling y'all some sad shit. But basically what inspired me to do this was when I went home recently, I found out that one of my cousins had committed suicide. And so I feel like one of the only things that it really matters to be the champion of is your own mind.
Yeah.
Because like that's really where your power lies, you know, thank God. So it's the mental health championship, and it just shows basically, you know, the things that you are a champion of, that you've conquered, whether it be your depression, whether it be your anxiety. And at the end right here is a smiley face, because hopefully you can always find a reason to smile in the midst of like this crazy world and life experience. And then right here is just like, I tried to draw the sun, but it kind of looks like a flower a little bit. So
A sunflower.
a sunflower, there you go. And so just kind of symbolizing that, like, regardless of how dark the night gets or whatever, like the sun is gonna always rise again, like regardless of whatever. You're gonna always be around in some
And a
form
flower
or
will always
fashion,
like can grow.
some incarnation. So yeah, man.
Carnation's a flower too.
Mental health championship, and I made it pink because like inside of a woman's womb is pink. Women give us life, so boom. I'm just saying. I know
Sure.
it's a lot, but hey.
You know what? You made me feel like mine needed a little more depth.
No,
Like I needed to write something cool and inspiring on it.
No.
Mine doesn't even have pants. So I think you're
But
okay.
you have limbs.
You have ring posts. And yours actually stands.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yo, we did it again.
Yeah,
and
we
I'm
made it
like,
through.
I'm
Did you
proud
explain
of us.
to us your mic?
Yeah. So essentially,
He did, because when he cut the promo.
exactly. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No.
But I don't think he explained to us. I think he just cut his promo.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
we
so-
need further explanation.
So the length of this tongue represents also a womb. The
Okay, Skylar.
the roundness of this top part represents Monica
Right.
Cousins, Chris's.
All right, you
Oh.
guys, we got the
It is
general
right.
gist of everything. I hope you guys find a way to craft around ideas of your own. Maybe try and interact and send them to us. See what you can do. See what we can do. See what everything's going to do in the future by subscribing or liking or doing anything or not, because I'm not in charge of you. But you watched this far, so God bless you. And if we can all get it on time with the 1, 2, 3, yeah.
Oh my God, did we do it?
I think we
feel
did
like
it.
Did we do it?
We did it for sure. That's
Yeah.
I think we did it. I think we finally did it.